Hey everybody, DGooden24 here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something pretty big and I'm tired. I just drove 6.5 hours back from a wedding and this is the first thing I'm doing since I've been home. I am that frustrated about it. If you have not seen or heard, there are other YouTube videos about it. Motorsport Games had their Q3 earnings, whatever meeting, something like that, with investors or something, and it was like 45 minutes. I didn't get to listen to all of it, but I've heard the points. I've watched other videos with other content creators about it, and I have a lot to say. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. First things first. So to start off with, we'll kind of go from not as bad to really bad, and we'll start off first. So they were talking about how their financial reports and things were going, and from what I could tell, they were, and from what I've heard on other videos, they were like 4 million net loss over the last quarter, which is not good. Now, they have not had a game come out in that time span, so earning any amount of money obviously is difficult. But with the way this game is selling, I just don't understand how we're going to continue to move forward. They were optimistic and said that their projections showed that they were going to sell more than NASCAR Heat 5. And I've seen people post the screen, the Steam, whatever graphics where they can see who's playing now, how many people played in the last however many hours, and the most people active at one time. And a lot of people were going on about the people that were playing right now and how NASCAR Heat 5 has double the player base. Yeah, that's concerning that more people are playing NASCAR Heat 5 right now, but the thing that concerned me is it showed more people, like in the history of the game, at one time, more people were playing NASCAR Heat 5 at the same time than Ignition. And that's really concerning for a new IP. I understand. I guess it's technically a new IP. So the first thing is this game was cheaper, NASCAR Heat 5. So that's going to be, I mean, someone will say, well, it wasn't as expensive, and that's fair. So I mean, I really don't think this game should have been $60. I think it should have been $50 or $40 for the content we got. Obviously, I mean, you could say even cheaper, but I understand why they didn't do that, and I do frankly understand why they put it at $60. But this isn't really that important. It's just they think this game is selling well, and just through Steam charts, it shows that it's not. And I know most of the player base is going to be on the consoles, and that's fine. You're going to get people that are going to buy it and not really know any better, seeing it at Walmart or GameStop or something. And I mean, that's just, it is what it is. But I'm really worried about this because, frankly, NASCAR games don't sell well, and I don't know why people think that they're going to, because if you see the TV ratings, what do we get? A few million people watching every week? That really puts your odds at selling a lot of copies very low because of the NASCAR fan base you have. I mean, if we're just going off of TV numbers, let's just say there's 5 million people. I know that's kind of high, but let's say you get 5 million people watching. Of those 5 million people, you're not going to have 80% of them having a console. 100% no. I'd say you'd be lucky to have 50% of the people have a console that watch NASCAR. And you've really cut back on your potential sales because just the base of NASCAR is so small. I know it's in the millions, but if you're going to invest a lot of money into a video game, you need it to sell a lot of copies. And it seems like they put a bunch of money into this, and making up $4 million is just, you've got to sell a lot, whether that's the $60 or the $90. And frankly, this game's probably going to get a sale very soon. So we'll move on from that. I know that's not the most exciting thing, but it's just, they're kind of, I don't know, there's too high expectations, and I know that's rich coming from me because I was very excited about this game, but we'll move on. Next, they said that since the second patch dropped, that the player base essentially has flipped a 180, saying the game is good now, saying that the game, it's better, the patch fixed everything, and that's just blatantly not true. I don't really know where they got that from. Now, when I did my video, I did say the game was better, but you still can't get cautions to work, and frankly, I mean, the graphics on the consoles look bad, and cautions don't work, and there's just the lag, the car's lagging and going speed boosting and things. I mean, that's not true. The game needs a lot of work still. And I can get fun out of it on PC. You have seen that. I've posted my videos. I'm having fun. But I'm not going to say that this game is perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's not. It's just blatantly not. And it's frankly, it's not at a good state right now either. It's average at best. And that's if everything works right, your game doesn't crash. And it's just frustrating. It just really is, because frankly, all I have seen online and everywhere is people being angry. And I'm one of the very few people that is not taking that approach. Yeah, I have to mess with the system things to get it to work. And by that I mean, well, on a wheel it's all off, but with the difficulty for my career mode videos, I have to kind of leave that low, and I turn off wear and I turn off cautions because I don't want the game to break. I have to figure it out myself. And it's just, the game has got to be better, and that's where I'm leading in with this next point, and this is the biggest point, and this is what makes me the most frustrated, and that is the fact that they said they want to implement an Ultimate Team mode into this, and whether that means NASCAR 21 or 22, I sure hope to God this doesn't mean NASCAR 21, because that's a joke if that's the case. You have a game with a multitude of things wrong, and you cannot implement a money-making scheme into a game that doesn't work. And I know that I have posted the game working, but I mean, yeah, I have to edit stuff around, but I don't know. I mean, it's frustrating. It's just really frustrating because I harp on EA all the time for this, and here's the game that I like. I do like the game. Yes, there's problems, and they're doing this, and I don't want it to happen at all. I mean, if this gets implemented, I'm still going to play the game. I'm just not going to touch it. I'm just not going to put any money towards it because that would be stupid. And frankly, I don't even know how it would work. What are you going to do? Are you going to make there be cards for your pit crew and your driver and your paint scheme? Would it be a career mode? Would it be? I don't understand. Would you have to race online? There's just so much potential here for bad things, and I don't like it. They kind of did the stuff last year with the DLC where if you had the Ultimate Edition, the Season Pass thing, and they're like, well, you don't get this DLC. And, I thought that was pretty shady to start, and, I mean, this is just kind of continuing along that path. So it's just frustrating. Sorry, I'm dropping things. And my main thing is the game has to work. You cannot start adding these modes in when the game is just fundamentally broken. It's still frustrating. I have to do these things to get the game to be fun. And I know, frankly, people say that's bad, and I understand. But if I can get a good amount of settings to a game and make it work and have fun, and that's all I really want. But for other people, it's for other people. If you cannot get the game to fundamentally work, you should not be adding monetization schemes. It's flatly wrong, and I just don't understand it. I just want the game to be the bare minimum playable. I want there to be cautions when they are supposed to come out, and I want the game not to break when there's cautions. I can get past the other stuff. I can get past the garage having problems with the AI fundamentally having problems, and aside from the pitting thing, they pit right after a caution, and they pit when they don't need to. I mean, that makes the game essentially unplayable with cautions and with wear on. So you have to run a really short race. I just don't understand. I do get that they are trying to appease their investors to make them think everything's going to be okay, but I don't think that's going to work in the long run because this game isn't selling well, And all this backlash from the early content creators who got the game isn't helping. I didn't get the game early. I have no reason to defend this game. None. Zero. Zip. But I do because I see the potential. There is a game here that is the most fun NASCAR game I've played driving-wise with a wheel. I love certain aspects of it. When this game is working correctly, it is some of the most fun I've had on a console game. But it's the other 80% of the time. And I just hate having to restart races because cautions don't work. They need to get a hold of themselves and realize that this game is not perfect and it's not good at the moment. And they need to do everything they can to save face and to not add monetization schemes right now. I want this game to be good, but it's hard to defend this game when they do things like this. And I have been the biggest defender of this game I've seen on YouTube and on Twitter, I guess, too. And I can't defend this. I cannot defend it. And I know I'm rambling, but God, I had to get this out. It's so frustrating. The IndyCar game, they've got to get this figured out. My hopes are this first game, they'll get their bugs out of the way. But what have I learned or seen to make them believe that? This next patch, this patch 3, if it does not fix these fundamental issues, then what are we doing? Apparently this game has been in development for 2 years. If you can't get cautions to work in 2 years, how are you going to get it to work in a month or less? The game has to get better. I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to keep putting it on my channel. I'm going to stream it because I can have fun. I can. But I understand why people would not put their money towards it. And I'm not advocating you to do that until this game is fixed. People have been asking me, should I buy this game? And if they're on consoles, I tell them no, wait for a patch. Wait for more patches. Because it's just not, the console side is bad. It's bad. And I'll say that. The PC part of the game is the part I have fun with. On console, it's just bad. You've got to get private lobbies fixed. I've seen some stuff on Twitter and Facebook of people saying that the devs tried to push them off of questions about the game regarding public lobbies and just other things, and they try to change the subject. And I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but I frankly wouldn't be surprised. And I'm not trying to burn any bridges here. I just want a better game. Like I said, there's nobody on YouTube that is playing the game and not hating it like me. And if this is what it takes for them to say we don't want to do anything with you ever again, that's fine. I'm just being honest, and I just want my subscribers, my viewers, and my friends who buy this game to get a product worthwhile. I've bought this game 3 times. I bought it on PC with the Champions Edition, so that's $90. I bought it on PlayStation regular, that's $150, and I bought it on PC for a friend who streams or records, and that's $210. I spent $210 on this game. I'm not one of these people coming out here and saying that has not played the game and shitting all over it. I've put my money where my mouth is, and I just think that we deserve better. We deserve better, and you just cannot be doing these shady business practices. If I'm going to call EA out on it, I'm going to call this company out. It's frustrating, and it's just frustrating because the good game is there. It's there. I have had fun. I have fun with it. Almost every time I play, it's fun. I just wish it was fun with cautions that worked and AI that knew how to pit. So, Motorsport Games, if you're watching, and I know I'm 15 minutes in here, just get it fixed. Please stop with the Ultimate Team stuff, at least until the game works. I don't like it. I don't like Ultimate Team stuff. Don't put it in the game. But if you do, just make sure it works. I'm not touching it. Guys, any put your comments down below if you've watched this far and just what you think. I know almost all my comments are people saying this game is trash. I mean, I didn't even get into the rearview mirror or anything, and yeah, that sucks because I have to restart these career mode races multiple times because I just get hooked for no reason because it's just super hard to tell where someone is. It needs to get better. I just please stop. Just please. We'll see you later. Bye.